Hey, what's up guys? This is Jaunzemis. Today we're going to be talking about why you get zero results in your dating life. Alright, what is up guys? So today I'm going to be discussing with you something really important. Kind of going to hopefully get you guys back on track. So a lot of you guys who have been in the seduction community for many years, since the mid to late 90s, when there was alt.seduction.fast with Ross Jeffries, and the godfather of the seduction community, or the mystery method in the early 2000s, RSD, Real Social Dynamics with Tyler Durden, all of that stuff, right? I know a lot of you guys are still following that because I see it on all the threads and the forums on Facebook. And I'm just over here laughing and laughing at you guys because you are literally using advice that is 20 years out of date. Let me share with you today what I think is one of your biggest problems, which is basically you guys are getting out of date advice, out of date by over 20 years in most cases. If you're new to this channel and you don't actually know what I'm talking about, I'm going to walk through a couple of old products and basically talk about them for a second and basically show you why it doesn't work anymore in 2023 and why you need to upgrade to what I am teaching you. So let's see, here's some old classics. I think this book, everybody probably knows this. It's called The Game. It's like a little Bible by Neil Strauss. And this is basically an autobiography of a guy who met a man named Mystery, who is the author of The Mystery Method, right? He has several other books as well and was on the VH1 The Pickup Artist. Okay, really good stuff. He also has this book called Revelation, which was a $100 book. It's actually really cool book. Good stuff in there. Problem is, let's see, when did this book come out? When was this written? Let's see. Copyright 2007. Okay, social media did not even exist in 2007 other than, what, MySpace, Yahoo Personals, and that was the beginning of Facebook before it went mainstream in about 2009, 2010, okay, when it basically replaced MySpace. There was no Tinder, there was no Bumble, there was no Hinge, there was no Instagram, okay, none of that existed. The Game, when was this written? Copyright 2005, okay? So it's, again, 2023 now. Let's go back to 2005 for a minute. What do we remember about 2005? What was that? That was like near the end of hip-hop. That was in the days of 50 Cent and Eminem. Okay, that's like a generation ago. That's a lifetime ago. Same Night Sex System by Vince Kelvin. When was this written? Let's see. Copyright 2009. Again, before social media even existed. There was no Instagram back then. There's another really good one. The Blueprint by RSD, Real Social Dynamics, Tyler Durden. Okay. A 20-hour long DVD set that costs like $600. A lot of people are still watching this stuff and they're trying to apply this advice 20 years ago in 2023. And fortunately, it doesn't work for you, does it? A lot of people keep thinking like, oh, I just got to keep approaching more sets. Well, the problem is you guys are running 20-year-old material in the digital age. And here is a wonderful classic, Keys to the VIP, the DVD set, all 3 seasons. Sometimes people will ask me, they're like, if you're a dating coach, how come you have all this other material and like, why are you always reading all these other dating coaches? Well, these guys are all business competition, okay? This is a job for me. This is more than a full-time job. I put in 100 hours a week or more on my dating coaching stuff. So I have to know exactly what all of these other coaches are doing. I've been doing this stuff for over 15 years. What else came out about that time? David D'Angelo. This was a big-time dating guru. When did this come out? Let's see. God, it's so old, I can't even get the paperwork out. Copyrighted 2002 to 2003, okay? 2002 to 2003, it is 2023, okay? This is over 20 years old. So you guys are basically getting advice that is not relevant to the digital age of 2023, right? Where there's Tinder, Bumble, Hinge, okay? That stuff didn't exist back then. And I cover all of this stuff in my book, How to Pick Up Hot Women. Specifically what I want to talk about is these graphs right here, okay? Look, where are most relationships formed? Okay, before 2012, before the rise of Tinder, online dating, About 50% or more of relationships were being formed at work, at school, at the church, or through your friends and family. Only about 3 to 5% of relationships were being formed online. At the time, back in those days, that wasn't really socially acceptable behavior for women to say, oh, I met this guy online. Women would even lie about that and say, oh, we met at a bookstore, right? We met at the beach. We met we were on vacation, even though maybe they met you on Yahoo Personals or AOL.com.
You've got mail.
Nowadays in 2023, everybody meets online, okay? 50 to 80% of relationships, that's where people are meeting. Okay, let me repeat that. Up to 80% is the estimate of where all relationships are being formed. Meaning that people are naturally just meeting on Tinder, Bumble, Hinge, Instagram. Instagram is just a dating site. It's just a glorified dating site. Facebook or Facebook Dating, Zeus, Plenty of Fish, OkCupid, Match.com, Seeking Arrangements. Like it just goes on and on and on. People are meeting online. Okay, the mystery method stuff, the real social dynamic stuff, all of that came out before this digital age and social media even existed. I want you to just look at the graphs from my book in this chart on the screen, okay? So if we go back to the year 2000, 50% of relationships were being formed like meeting at work or at school, college, or your church, and only 3%, this is all estimated, I did a lot of research on this stuff, but about 3% of relationships were being formed online, and 12% cold approach. That's where people were actually going out to like a bar or a nightclub and they happened to get lucky and meet a girl. But if we fast forward to the year 2020, you'll now notice that cold approach has dropped down to only about 5% because people aren't really going out to nightclubs and meeting anymore. They're going out to nightclubs for entertainment. Women are going there for free drinks, male validation, they're just going out to have a good time, and then they'll go on Tinder to meet a guy that they actually want, a tall, good-looking chap. And so work, school, and church has now dropped down to about 10%, and online is 50%. And like I said, in some cases, it's estimated up to 80%. So what does that mean for you? It means that if your online game is not on point, is not up to par, is not tight, then you ain't getting laid, right? Because 50 to 80% of relationships are now formed online. That means that only 30% or less are being formed offline, in a club, meeting through friends, meeting at your church, meeting at your work. That's a very low probability. That means that you have to learn online game. That means you have to learn how to use Tinder, Bumble, Hinge. You need to learn how to make profiles with high quality pictures. You need to know how to write a good bio. You need to know how to create attraction on the app. You need to know how to get the girl off of the app. You need to learn how to get the girl into your phone so you can text her. Your text game needs to be on point because you need to know exactly what to text the girl in order to get her onto a date, whether that's going to be a public date where you're going to go out and have coffee or drinks or dinner, or you're going to have a private date where you're going to get the girl right back to your house, which is, I think, better. It eliminates going on a date in the first place, gets the girl right back to your house. Then once you get the girl back to your house, your seduction game needs to be on point so you can take it physical and get the sex. Then, after the sex, then you can have a relationship. So what I'm trying to tell you guys is that the game has changed. It's not about getting dressed up and putting on black nail polish and goggles and going out to a nightclub and just cold approaching girls, asking them, who lies more, men or women? I can't stay long. I got to get back to my friends. Okay, those days are gone, right? To use a quote from my book, the fun, innocent days of the 1990s and early 2000s are gone forever. And I'm sorry, guys, but they ain't ever coming back, okay? This is the way it is in 2023. You have to learn online game. If you aren't online, if you're like a guy who, oh no, I only have a private profile, or I don't use Instagram, well, then it's over for you, okay? Because all the relationships are happening online. Women, as soon as they meet you, they're gonna look for your Instagram and they're gonna see, one, how many followers do you have? Are you actually a high value person who's even worth talking? Is if no one's following you, why should she? Why should she date you if no one else is interested in you? Okay? She's going to look at your pictures. If you don't have high quality pictures, if it's just a random selfie of you from your iPhone, she knows you're broke. You can't afford a good digital camera. You can't afford professional photography. If you don't know how to write a proper bio, then the girl's not going to be interested in you. If you don't know how to text the girl, she's not going to want to talk to you. She's not going to want to go on a date with you. And then once you actually meet up, then your actual game has to be tight. Because if it's not, she'll meet up with you, but then she'll leave, and it's over for you anyway. That's why this book, How to Pick Up Hot Women, which is available now on Amazon for just $6 for the Kindle, or $19.95 for the paperback, and I definitely recommend that you check it out if you want to get your game handled in 2023. That's why this book is so important, because I go into all this stuff. I teach you exactly how to write bios. I teach you exactly how to take professional portrait style photography and apply aesthetic upgrades so that you look your absolute best in your pictures. I teach you how to do composite photography so you can swap backgrounds. I even teach you how to use a camera and set it to the most optimal focal length. Let me share with you something interesting about this, for example. A lot of guys, they're shooting selfies on an iPhone and they don't understand that the reverse camera is actually a wide angle lens, right? So what it does is it distorts your face and it makes it look very oval-like. Now, if you're using a telephoto lens, what it does is it flattens your face and makes it look like a pancake. The optimal focal length is 85 millimeters. If you can get a prime lens, which costs about $2,000, it's going to take the best possible portraits. But there are secret ways you could do that, and I teach you how to do it in the book. But the idea is you want to look your absolute best in the pictures because that's what's going to make a woman want to swipe on you. If you look more physically attractive, because let's face it, Tinder, Instagram, anything, it's all about looks, right? It's looks first. That's what they're judging you on. She's looking at what does your face look like? What does your body look like? How tall are you? And then she's going to read your bio, but she's not even going to get to your bio if she looks at your face and you have shitty pictures, right? So not only do you have to have high quality pictures at the right focal length, you also need to learn how to apply aesthetic upgrades to get rid of any zits or like facial blemishes, or imperfections, or things like that. And you can mask all that stuff, and I show you how to do all of that in the book so that you can have the best possible profile so that the girl will swipe on you. Then I teach you how to write a proper bio so that the girl gets interested in you and becomes attracted to you. After that, then I teach you text game, how to either text her in the app and get her off of the app so that you can actually be texting her in her phone and set up a date. In my book, for example, I tell you exactly what to text the girl, and you no longer have to sit and think and go, well, what should I text her? I give you the most optimal text responses. All you have to do is copy and paste it. You don't even have to think. It takes all the guesswork out, right? None of those books, Mystery Method, RSD, Vince Kelvin, like none of them are going to teach you anything like this because all of their stuff was invented before this even existed. That's why this book is the most advanced, superior dating technology that you could get your hands on in 2023 because nothing else even comes close to this. And most of this other stuff that I've been showing you, it wasn't even printed in this decade. Whereas my book is specifically designed for the digital age of 2023 with social media and shows you exactly what to do in order to attract women and get a date and get laid and get a girlfriend. When it comes to text game, I teach you exactly what to do. I teach you all of the rules of texting. Okay, in 2023, this is the way it works. You make a great profile on Tinder and you match with a girl. You then start texting her. You text her and get a date. The date leads to going back to your house. Taking the girl back to your house leads to having sex. Sex leads to a relationship, if you want it. Now, if you want a girlfriend, that's great. Run through the process, get a girlfriend, opt out of the game, and you're good. Right? But if you're a player like me who just wants to get laid by a lot of hot chicks, you can learn this process and then repeat it over and over and over with as many different girls as you want, right? And after you get the sex, instead of going to a relationship, right, you just ghost their ass, move on to the next girl, right? And do it again and again and again and basically just rack up your score. Both of these books right here, which were designed for dating in the early 2000s, taking girls on multiple dates, and what the Mystery Method describes as the 7-hour rule, which basically means that his method is specifically designed to have sex with a girl within 4 to 10 hours, with 7 hours being the sweet spot. That's basically enough time to approach the girl, call her on the phone for half an hour, take her out on a first date, have a dinner, have some drinks, and then basically set up a second date where you spend another couple of hours and kind of get to the 6, 7, 8 hour mark, with again 7 hours being the sweet spot, and having sex with her, basically going through the attraction, comfort, and seduction process. Whereas this book, in 2023, is designed to have sex with a girl with the sweet spot being about 45 minutes to an hour and a half. Okay, a lot better than 7 hours. And if you follow the techniques in this book correctly, you can be having sex with a girl in as soon as 5 minutes. I swear to God, I've done it myself. I show you exactly how to do it in the book. You can be fucking girls in about 5 to 7 to 10 minutes to 15 minutes. With about 45 minutes to an hour and a half being the sweet spot, and sometimes it might take a little bit longer depending on the type of game that you're running. All right, so you gotta ask yourself the question, do you wanna fuck a girl in 7 hours and taking her on several different dates, spending all kinds of money? Or do you wanna fuck her in 45 minutes, spending no money? My method, meet a girl on Tinder, get her back to your house. There is no date. In my method, I've actually eliminated the dating process because that's how it works, okay? If you're a guy with game, you don't need to take a girl on a date. Or let alone 2 dates, 3 dates, 4 dates. You have the right type of profile, meet a girl on Tinder, get her to come straight back to your house, and have sex. It takes about 45 minutes. I show you exactly how to do it in the book. It's that fucking easy. Now, if you want to go out and cold approach and meet girls at nightclubs and then get them back to your house, I show you all that as well. If you want to fuck a lot of girls, I'll show you how to do that. If you want to get a girlfriend and have a loving, romantic, monogamous relationship, become your wife and live happily ever after, I'll show you exactly how to do that. Anyway, guys, the lesson that you should be learning here is that you need to stop using advice and dating techniques from 20 years ago. Okay, it doesn't work in 2023. It's time to upgrade your game. It's time to step up your game to the next level. The best way to do that is to go on Amazon, buy my book, How to Pick Up Hot Women. It's $6.99 for the Kindle, $19.95 for the paperback. Sit down, read the book, learn the secrets. And I'm telling you, if you don't do this, it will be over for you. You won't get any dates, you won't get any lays, you'll never get a girlfriend, you'll be alone. That's it. It's over for you, okay? It's 2023. The game has changed. It's time for you to learn game, the new game, the game that I'm teaching you. All right, guys, I hope you liked that video. If you did, leave a big thumbs up, leave your comments in the box below, subscribe to the channel for more, and I'll catch you guys on the next one. Good luck, and game on.